Welcome back, everybody, to Starladder TV's North American playoffs. What are you laughing at me for?
Nothing. Just, I don't know.
I want to know.
It seems like you were going to butcher your words there, but you recovered well. Well done.
Okay, thank you.
Well done. Oh,
You do it then. Let's see you do better.
Welcome back to Starladder America. America qualified. I can't do it now. You messed up my cadence. I messed up my own cadence.
Too easy for gods.
So we've got Revenge versus Team Dog. The second half of the opening bracket for the Starladder Season 9 America playoff. One team will advance, but we're still in the early stage of this bracket.
Yes, double elimination, and with one team advancing. I mean, end of the day, you lose your first semifinal, you still got a decent chance. Like, 4-team double elimination brackets, it's like, well, you maybe have to win one extra match in the lower bracket, but it's not the end of the world. So
yeah.
Still perfectly imaginable to see Liquid go through the loser bracket, make to the grand finals, and considering they took one game off EG, maybe they have a decent grand finals. And same for these two teams. A loss here isn't the end of the world, but it's a lot easier to get to Kiev going through the winner bracket.
Yeah, most certainly. So this match is a little bit interesting. On Dota 2 Lounge, we saw the fans are heavily favoring Team Dog. It's like 66 to 33, 34%, something like that.
Yeah.
And I think Revenge, you guys are selling them a little bit short. Revenge are a team to look out for. Smash is a really strong player. He's a playmaker. He is also the mid for Revenge. So I don't know, gods. I have hope in Revenge.
Yeah, a lot comes down to this draft. So we'll see exactly what the draft's going to be. We'll hop ourselves into it, and a couple interesting things coming into play here, as it is going to be a first pick Naga Siren for Team Dog. So EG and Liquid denied us of the Naga Siren pick. Well, I should say Liquid did. Liquid the one spanning it out in all 3 games, but this time around we get to see most likely our greedy Radiance Naga Siren coming into play.
Yeah, and pretty standard first bans from both sides. Revenge take out the Lycan and Ember Spirit, and Team Dog the Knight Invoker, and the Nyx Assassin, who has seen a lot of love over the past few months in competitive Dota. So, Ancient Apparition Clockwork are picked up by Revenge. The AA, very typical. Second pick Clockwork, a little bit less standard for this current meta. I still think he's a huge playmaking hero, but he's just fallen off a little bit in popularity.
Yeah, there's a few teams he's still using, man. The one most notable being Empire. Empire been playing him quite frequently. I think he's actually their most picked hero this patch.
I think you're right, actually.
But that's, I mean, you see a lot of the other big offlaners get banned out, so often they don't prioritize picking their offlaner right off from the get-go, compared to a team like EG, where they were first and second picking Darkseer, and getting Nyx Assassin first 2 picks. Most teams like the Nyx, but it seems Empire are quite happy to not go for that Nyx and go for a Clockwork.
Yeah. So and I know you're a big fan of the Sand King kind of in general, and if he's in the jungle, you can stack, do some of that do, have your own dance party, and just rake in the money.
Oh yeah. Oh, I go with the Leshrac to go with this as well.
So talk to us about Lesh right now, gods. That is a hero that we see so seldom. He's just totally fallen off.
All of his spells are okay, not great. They don't do anything special. Like, there's nothing unique about them. Like, you've got an AoE stun, but it's got a long cast time, so it actually doesn't make it all that good. You've got the Lightning Storm, which is a great nuke because it's also got a long cast time and it's hard to use. His Edict is probably his most unique spell, just because it's one of the few supports who can actually obliterate towers if you give him the chance to do so. So
yeah,
I think in the current meta, if you're picking Leshrac, you're doing it because he's got some actual tower pushing ability. Not that they're going for an all-in push. None of these other 3 heroes say push, but
yeah,
they want to have some pushing power coming in, and does team up fairly well with the Sand King. So this is actually a farming Leshrac as well, most likely, depending where Sand King goes.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see exactly how they build Lesh. So there are some classic builds from way long ago where you level Lightning Storm primarily. In the last patch when they changed him, that was the spell that got buffed. If I recall, they lowered the cooldown and lowered the mana cost a little bit, or they equalized it, kind of tweaked the way it scales. So Lightning Storm is viable as a harass and damage tool. But, of course, the classic is that Split Earth Diabolic Edict 4/4/0 at level 8. Get the big stun, and then also do the big deeps with the Edict.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see how they build him here.
I think farming Leshrac, you skip the Lightning Storm and go
usually. It's
max stun, max...
The only reason I mentioned is because it was the last thing that was or last thing that was buffed. So it is
the Lightning Storm?
Yeah, the Lightning Storm.
Did it get buffed by?
They lowered the cooldown,
okay,
and they also lowered the mana cost.
Did you explain it?
Yeah, I just explained it like 2 seconds ago.
I was reading our mods chat because one of them was panicking. Sorry about that.
It's cool, so sometimes you got to just tune out your co-caster. It's for the best at times.
I'm sorry.
You
made some digs about my intro. I had to...
Fair enough.
From there, we're done.
Yeah.
I'll just start eating my sandwich now. let you take over.
So, but you think it'll be Lesh mid? And whoa, the Wraith King. Revenge, even if they don't win this game, they get some cool points for going with heroes that are less typical. And Wraith King, he's surprisingly viable.
Yeah, we may see some dual lanes. Like, this kind of reeks of dual lanes. Like, you've got 2 melee stunners, you've got 2 ranged supports that can go with either one, so you can have like a Sand King Lesh lane or Wraith King AA or vice versa, but we'll see. Maybe it's just going to be a solo mid Lesh track type draft, but I like the picks nonetheless. We'll see, maybe even Sand King. Actually, you could see Sand King mid. Like, being realistic here, we could still see a Lesh track support.
Yes, I would go ahead and update that overlay as well. Mason is not standing in for Team Dog. I know
overlay system, man.
It's
that's the wrong button.
That's
well, let's look at some of our most picked heroes for our TZ, shall we?
It's
very relevant to the game. He's in our chat trolling away, so we may as well talk about him. Like,
this is
What is this OD of his? 4.5 deaths per game. That's pretty. This guy, like, he's definitely a bit overrated. I think there's a spiel somewhere about he's a bit overrated. He's definitely good, but not great.
Good, not great.
Maybe he needs to go win a LAN tournament first, something.
Oh, wait a tick. He's now won a couple of those.
Yeah.
Oh no, we can't say
he needs to go win a TI first. That's
now up in the game. Now you got to win a TI before you can talk, kiddo.
Yeah.
Oh man. But
what was I doing? I was getting rid of the standard.
You're gonna get rid of. Well, it's too
well,
late now. For game 2, we'll get it.
Whoever casts next is gonna forget it's there. So
yeah.
Better get rid of it now.
Game 2, we'll have the overlay set up, but no, it is not Mason standing in. It is Fogged, Smuggling, Misery, Pycat, and MSS for Team Dog. Their current roster, their stable roster, and Team Doggy Dog. They picked themselves up a Chen with their 5th pick.
Is that a Misery Chen? No, Misery on the Bane. It's gonna be a Fog Chen.
Yep, Fog Chen. I think he's the one that's been taking point on Chen. The last 2 times I've casted Dog and they had a Chen, I believe Fog played it both times. So
Misery played some jungle back in the LGD International days.
Oh, back in the day.
Back in the old days.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go back way back, Misery's like your solo mid. He was known for his Mirana back in the Dota 1 days.
Yeah, I've developed this bad habit of calling Smuggling Smug, even though there's an extra L in there. And
I was gonna say with a Swedish accent.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame Jimmy. I'm gonna blame Jimmy for that one. He calls him Smug, so it's that's where it came from. But what are you gonna do? So it looks like it will be a Naga Siren solo mid played by Pycat, probably an off-lane Centaur from Smuggling, and then we'll see the Mirana Bane duo lane, of course, with Shen in the jungle. Pretty predictable lanes for Team Dog, but overall a pretty scary roster.
Yep, we'll get underway with our other winner bracket semi-final. It's going to be Revenge up against Dog. Over on the Dire side, introducing Team Revenge from Peru. It's going to be Mihawk playing the Clockwork. We've got Smash. Is this a solo mid AA? I think it is a solo mid AA.
Oh boy.
On the AA, we've got
flashbacks to TI1 here, gods.
Woo! He's going to be hopefully channeling us in a dandy. We've got Green, which I believe is no, it's not Masoku. It's Mihawk. No, Mihawk on the Clockwork. Which one am I missing? Well, Green's on the Sand King. We've got Benjas on the Wraith King and Masoku playing the Leshrac. Someone I'm forgetting, but you can introduce the Radiant
That's everyone.
team.
Yeah, no, you got him.
No, I'm wondering what's Green's actual nickname.
Oh, who's Green? Is that it's
Mystico.
Oh, Mystico. Right. How could we forget about Mystico? Yeah. Cheese and crackers. So on the Radiant side, we do have Team Dog. They do have all 5 in the jungle right now. We'll see how these lanes settle down, but it will be MSS playing on the Priestess of the Moon. We'll have Smuggling on the Centaur. Looks like he will be headed up towards that top lane. Fogged Dota. He'll be playing on the Chen. Misery. He'll be on the Bane. And in the mid, it will be Pycat on that Naga Siren.
Yeah. Love me some... Actually, I don't really love watching the solo mid Naga Sirens.
You know what I really love in the evening? Some good old-fashioned solo mid Naga. Nothing like getting a good 15-minute Radiance and just commencing the farm. Huh?
I like playing it. I don't like watching it.
Yeah?
And I know how much my opponents hate playing against it when I do it, so...
I like watching it more than I like playing it, honestly. I hate getting to that 3,000 gold mark and running around feeling like that I could just die at any moment because I'm so weak with all this gold.
On my Dota buff, it's actually like my highest impact hero. Like,
really?
I think I've only played like 15 games of it. It's my highest impact hero, like on like 10 different levels. Like it's.
Wow, that's amazing.
I don't even think I'm that good at it, but I apparently had some good games with it.
Yeah, well done. So yeah, we'll be Naga mid. The lane's unfolding pretty much as we predicted for Team Dog. Now on the Dire side of things, that's where it gets interesting. It will be Smash solo mid on the Ancient Apparition. It will be an off-lane Clockwork, which does leave us with a tri-lane in the top, and that means it will be a support Lesh. And even though I'm excited to see a solo mid Ancient Apparition, I am a little bit disappointed that this Lesh won't be getting a lot of farm.
Yeah, a bit sad to see, but I like the farming Wraith King. Like this hero can We saw Blink Dagger Wraith King the other day, which I really enjoyed watching. But I don't know if we'll see another Blink Dagger one. But either way, it's a cool hero to see. Smash in the mid lane doing great as far as last lane goes to first wave. Pagcat actually, for whatever reason, leveled up Mirror Illusions level 1, which I'm not sure he completely thought through. He sent off the Illusion to maybe somewhat scout for ganks, which is partly why. And against this kind of a lineup like Sand King, Leshrac, a lot of ganking potential. So that's where having the Illusions does help somewhat.
Yeah,
If they're going to gank you, they're going to smoke. So
yeah, they do try and stack this camp here for the Naga so that he can retreat, but unfortunately it's the Satyrs first, and this is just worst case scenario here. This camp is already difficult to stack, and the Satyrs, they make it even more difficult.
No, it's actually it's bad for stacking, but it's good for farming. Like
Yes.
Naga can just go farm this and just kill it like as a solo camp to farm. Much better than like getting golems. Ogres are my least favorite because of how hard they are to kill. They take some tanky motherfuckers.
True. Yes, that's true. We will see Fall. You actually off to a good start here. He'll get a stack and does find himself a Wild Wing Ripper. So off to the races here already, level 3.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, start things off. We are going to see a 2-minute rune coming up soon. Mihawk is actually looking to lead some experience and also just in position to try and get that 2-minute rune at bottom. He's hoping for something like a haste invis thing that can maybe just get him closer to the lane. Has actually got battery assault, so if he gets a haste or invis, he could even think about helping out this mid lane, perhaps.
Yeah.
And there we go. Will be a haste. So Bane has to be pretty careful here. Did spot it out, so does have a pretty good idea, but it's actually looking to head towards this gen.
Yeah, he's only level 2, but of course points in cogs and battery assault. He'll get scattered out by the Wild Wing Ripper, and that will be enough to repel Mihawk. It looks like he'll just haste his way back down to the bottom lane, so won't be able to do too much with the rune, but not too bad. One of the great things about getting an early haste rune is you can just cruise around the map. You can head towards mid. You don't find a gank. You just head back down to your towards your bottom lane, and the time wasted is much less than that of like a double damage rune or something else that doesn't let you just cruise all about. But oh, he may actually try and be sneaky here. Haste rune is off, but
how sneaky is this? He's
there's
walked past a ward. He's
Yeah.
going to come at the right time to actually steal some XP from gold, maybe from the Chen. Next, he's getting surrounded here. This is a bit of trouble for him. I think Naga's actually rotating as well. The battery assault's coming out. Misery's body blocking for now. Probably will Nightmare soon. Actually, no. We'll just wait for the Naga Siren to get here. There's canceling Nightmare. He can wait this one out. Where the cogs will expire, the Nightmare will still be there, and Mihawk in a lot of trouble. May see a first spot. The arrow off the mark here, but the Test of Faith right-clicks. It's Pycat even getting the first spot as well. So
bad news for revenge.
Perfect scenario.
Yeah, for Team Dog, that is. And, well, Naga will go ahead and grab a Quelling Blade. Already has boots, and we'll just go back to farming in the mid. Bottle sitting on the courier, ready to crow. Now, let's talk about Wraith King a little bit. He's been farming away in the top lane. He's our last hit leader here, 19-7, and he's well in his way through level 4. How hard can this guy carry, gods? He's actually going for a slightly different build. We usually see that value point in Mortal Strike on this hero is just weird. 15% chance to 125% damage. Very underwhelming crit until you can level it up.
Yeah, I think he probably will look to level it up, though. Just the 1 points in stats, even just the +2 intel help with your mana pool as far as having another stun. Also having reincarnation when you get level 6, so I don't think we'll see him just be like a 1 value point kind of deal. He will be looking to level it up. Just it'll be a while before he can.
Right. And one of the things about Wraith King, a lot of people say, well, he's not that great of a position, one, because proccing his ultimate is not so good, so teams, you can just kind of ignore him. He doesn't do enough damage where you feel like you have to focus him down, and if you just ignore him, it mitigates some of his potency, because the slow from his ultimate is what's really scary when he actually gets taken down. I mean, what are your thoughts? Do you like a Wraith King? Is he a draft or shaft hero?
I think he's I think he's good. I think he's very situational. I think he's right to be played as a safe lane farmer, but I don't think you can run him as your only carry, and that's kind of what Revenge have done here. I like him on the same team as a Shadow Fiend mid, for example, or at least some kind of secondary carry in the mid lane, or like a Nature's Prophet in the offlane. You need more actual damage output than Wraith King alone. He kind of, to me, functions like maybe a Starladder does, where you farm in the safe lane, you get him a fast treads, tanky item, whatever it may be. I kind of like the Blink Dagger Wraith King. It's actually not too bad, but
yeah.
I think running him as your solo farmer is not the best idea, and that's kind of where Revenge may be in some trouble this game.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that front. And the Blink Dagger Wraith King, it sounds a little goofy, but he suffers from similar problems that your traditional right-click carries do. Like a Lifestealer, he's easily kited, but because he has Rage, he can use that magic immunity to get up in your face. Wraith King doesn't have any such asset, so a Blink Dagger really does do leaps and bounds for him getting up in your face and doing some damage. The Vampiric Aura is pretty potent as well.
And that's why you also want to kind of partner him with a second carriers, because the aura now affecting range units. If you have a mid Shadow Fiend or some hero can benefit from the lifesteal, it's pretty nice.
It's pretty good, and atypical of those aura lifestealers or aura lifesteals like Vlad's, for example, doesn't work on ranged heroes. So A little bit of synergy there. I'm
Dire
curious about this
structures are
Ancient Apparition
fortified.
solo mid as well. I mean, this is one of these heroes where he'll scale okay with farm. Of course, Ag Scepter is good. We'll see if he goes for that early hand of Midas. Does have Gloves of Haste already.
He'll be looking to throw that ulti, like, probably to top lane as soon as he hits 6. If you can get a Wraith King stun into AA ulti, it's almost a guaranteed kill. Or we'll see maybe a support come gank mid lane. But speaking of supports, Chen and Sanking both just jungling, farming away. I mean, this Chen stacked this camp like for the second or third time in this game. He stacked the other big camp. And Sanking's been doing a similar thing with his Sandstorm, using it to kill off stack. He's going to smoke now and look to swing towards the mid lane. So we'll see probably one of our first major gank attempts of the game.
And Lesh is doing that standard build right now. Level 4, 220 has Split Earth and Edict.
Did there an A ult? Where did the A ultimate go? I didn't actually see that one.
I didn't see it either. I was admiring Lesh's
top.
stat build. Yeah, Smokeling will be in some
dead
trouble. Burrow strike forward, easy kill coming out. Moonlight Shadow flies, but won't be enough during the fade time. And the kill comes out for revenge. Lesh actually the one to grab the last hit.
Yep, nicely played, and that's a nice little kill to get. They don't think they'll get a tower off this. Centaur going to be respawning very fast, but either way, it's a kill nonetheless for the smoke. Well worth it. The kill on the Naga would have been a bit nicer, but I guess it's a lot more high risk because they don't know where the Chen is, and if Chen is sitting behind Naga, there's a potential send back, and just a potential counter gank there with the creeps.
Yep. And
Dire's
Smash
middle
still just
tower
bottle
is
crowing. An
under
interesting
attack.
build on this Ancient Apparition as well. He's level 6, has
Wow.
3 points in Cold Feet, 2 points in stats,
This is-
0 in Chilling Touch.
This is literally the Dendy's TI1 solo mid build. He would do this exact build back at TI1. You max cold feet and you go stats. Maybe I think you'd get your Ice Vortex later on, but back during TI1, Chilling Touch was like the worst spell ever. You would never get Chilling Touch. You would go like Ice Vortex later on in the game. Like I think around level 8 you got your first point, but you'd always get the 2 points in stats. He's going to get ganked up now in the mid lane. There's an ensnare, there's a Centaur stun. Pycat coming in as well. Centaur stun to start things off. They throw out the Riptide for the minus armor and damage, and easy kill for Misery picking up the last hit.
Good setup from Dog, nice rotation, and just nothing the Ancient Apparition could do.
Dire's middle tower
Cane
is
Boots on
under
Fog now
attack.
as well. Ten goes through, picks up. Oh! There we go. Picked up a Void Stone for a second. This will be mana for his teammates, so they'll be pretty happy about that.
Yep. Port coming into the mid lane. This is a bit of a risky
That's
play.
Very risky TP. They
And
decide to have
Dire's
mercy.
middle tower is
Yeah, they
under
don't punish
attack.
it too hard, and Snare comes out. It's only level 1, but there's an ensnare from the Dark Troll. No
Where's
Burrow Strike,
Dire's
and
That
middle
Centaur
tower
micro was
has
just
fallen.
well, it wasn't Centaur micro.
yeah. But Chen secures the last hit on the tower. AA will pick off that Centaur with the ultimate. But damage has been done. I mean, Sand King survives. Kind of a wasted TP, though. He did virtually nothing there, and the tower
Yeah.
still fell anyway. And Dog with a very sizable lead already. About 2,000 gold, 1,000 experience. Only 2-1 as we approach the 8-minute mark. But they're off to a good start. MSS has been farming away down bottom on this Mirana. We haven't really mentioned him too much. Already with Phase Boots, Ring of Aquila, or pardon me, Ring of Basilius, and a bottle in the inventory. So he's doing pretty well. Only about 6 hits behind, last hits behind that of the Wraith King.
Yeah. Surprised he didn't go for a Midas this game. Getting all these other like he's had a more or less uncontested lane. Could have got away with a Midas like the Wraith King's done at this top lane, but going for a fast phase boots is nice. But like the bottle, he doesn't really benefit from the Bassy Ring. I mean, maybe helps him push later on, but he's not pushing just yet. But we'll see. I mean, at this point with these items not going for Midas, he wants to get involved as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think Dog are going to try and punish this Hand of Midas from Ben Jazz and just look to hit that mid-game stride. Chen, once he gets a mech complete, he's still quite a ways off. Actually, what's on the courier? Probably should have checked before I spoke. Oh, there's the headdress coming. So, still be a little while, but they're going to hit this mid-game timing where they'll have a mech, they'll have the Hand of God, Fiend Script, Centaur Stampede, and that's when they'll want to start ganking, create some space, and if Naga can get that Radiance in a timely manner, it'll be good news. Mihawk in some trouble here. There's the setup from the Nightmare, and, well, Cogs come out, but won't be
Get a
enough to
return
keep
kill.
him alive.
They had the Sanking, the Leshrac behind as well as an A ultimate, so they do kill the Chen for it. Not a bad pickup, but I think Revenge were hoping to get a bit more maybe in exchange. They'll get a Chen creep, but not really much of a big deal for them there.
For Dog, though, the name of the game, just creating space. They just need Pycat to farm, and the more they distract Revenge from potentially ganking the Naga at this very crucial time, the better. They'll be happy to take a 1-for-1 exchange, and Naga has Ring of Aquila and about 2,100 in savings, so still a ways off the Relic, obviously, but off to a good
Radiant's
start,
top
and should
tower
have a
is
pretty
under
timely
attack.
Radiance if things continue on the way that they are.
They spot Misery, but they pop the Moonlight Shadow just to be on the safe side. I think Revenge saw that one. They're going to dust this one. Misery does get
Ooh.
sunned up. The Chain Sun should come as well. Arrow on the mark. Hits green. Mystico going to go down. Hand of God from the Chen just looking to ensure that they stay well alive. And that was a nice turnaround there. Sanking and Leshrac just trying to be a bit too cute on the high ground with that dust.
It was a noble effort, a nice dust as well, but That arrow just spot on the mark. Revenge get punished so hard. A smoke used by Team Dog, and kind of a curious smoke as well. I'm not sure what they'll be able to find out of it, as Revenge are just in a pretty defensive position as a team. AA coming back towards the mid lane. Perhaps they can find a setup here. Misery will go ahead and throw a ward down on the high ground.
Fiend's Grip. This is... Yep, I don't even know if he needs the Fiend's Grip. Oh, we'll use it just to be on the safe side. Make sure they get the kill. Test the face. Riptide. Misery gets the last... Actually, I think Naga Siren tried to last hit with the Riptide, but didn't quite time it. But yeah, either way, this Naga is very farmed. 2.7k gold. Finds another rune. This Radiance we should be seeing around the 15, 16 minute mark.
Yeah, this is starting to look a little bit rough for Revenge. That early Radiance, as we always go back to, that's not when Naga gets scary, that's when the farming begins. It's 5, 10, 15 minutes after that Radiance when Naga gets really scary. And even though Revenge have that Hand of Midas up on the Wraith King, and he's been pretty much free farming this whole game, Naga is already ahead of him on net worth by about 200 gold, and that deficit is just going to grow.
Well, it will end up being a Midas from MSS. So yeah, this goes for all these little small items first. He will get Ice Blast at bottom lane, doesn't actually land on him, just gets clipped by the Frostbite effect, and well, pops it for Midas for the first time. He's going to be okay at the bottom lane for now. Without a Blink Dagger on the Sand King, ganking him just very tricky to do. He can easily leap out of a hookshot cogs from the Clockwork.
Yeah, and is there nope, I was going to look at the courier, like, does Sand King have a blink? No, Mihawk is very poor here.
Yeah.
He
well, went for the Arcane Boots.
I meant to say green, yeah.
Normally you see the, oh, that hook shot.
Just
not a... Yeah.
Those are the kind of hook shots you really want to land. That's unfortunate.
Arrow going to go flying. Not going to find anyone. Maybe just get some scouting vision here. Clockwork rotating back down the bottom river. He's being spotted by the Dog Ward here, so they know what's going on here. They see two of these heroes. They now see the third, who was actually smoked up. That's the Sand King here, and it's going to be... Oh,
Stampede.
They got in. They got the Nightmare off on green. He should go down. The double Starfall will start things off. He's got a Sandstorm, but no way to escape. Mirana gets the quick and easy kill.
Poor Misery. He's stuck right here. That's a Mud Golem sandwich.
He forced stuff. That was how he got the Nightmare off. Like, at the same time, like, he's stuck, but he got in range for the Nightmare, so... There we go. He gets out.
It's just funny how the Mud Golems punish him for that aggressive move. Mud Golems got your back, Revenge.
Those derpy Mud Golems. I don't think they got anyone's back. Those things aren't too smart. They don't have a brain on them.
They look so ridiculous too. The way their kind of heads stick out,
Yeah.
they look dopey. They look like their brains are made out of mud.
There's some great like...
Soku.
Oh wow, he's gonna go down.
There you go. Easy kill for MSS.
Have you seen the Mud Golems? Like, I think it's custom animation. I can't remember who does it on the YouTube series, but there's a great Mud Golem series.
I don't think I've seen it. I'll have to Google that. Sounds humorous. So Pycat, he's got that 3.8k right around the 12:30 mark. So obviously can afford the relic. We're looking at somewhere about a 14, 15-minute Radiance, and that's right on the money. Certainly within acceptable parameters. And he did go Ring of Aquila first, so that even slowed down his timing just a little bit if he was going for the super fast.
Full stuff into a Fiend Script. The arrow to fall. Oh, the arrow missed! Oh, they get a kill regardless.
But, there's a hook shot on MSS.
MSS may just go down here. He's got no way out of the cogs. He will pop the Moonlight Shadow, but then defensive Nightmare. MSS actually goes in. This dust comes out now, but it may be too late. The battery assault won't last much longer, not to mention the creep wave is here. And looks like MSS will survive.
And
Nicely
now
played by Dog.
Pycat coming in. He's got his relic. He also has a Song of the Siren available if they want to burn it. Nope, he'll just use the Riptide to finish off Leshrac. And
He'll just back off. No mana for an arrow until now. It's too late. He's going to use his leap just to escape. Get back to base a little bit sooner. Chen took down a bottom tier 1 tower. The solo pushing Chen. The AFK farm jungle for 10 minutes. He's solo pushing towers. He got the tier 1 mid. Now he's going to go get a tier 1 bottom. This Chen is filthy rich.
Revenge pressuring top pretty hard, but a glyph comes out from Dog, and they'll be in a position to get a deny. Can Smuggling time it? Maybe he can even do something to bend Jazz. Nope, the Wraithfire Blast comes out in time, and they secure the tower kill. Nicely played by Revenge. Still not a good exchange for them across the board. A 1-for-1 tower, and then they lost a handful of heroes in the mid lane. And yeah, the graph just starting to look worse and worse. About 6,000 gold and experience going the way of Team Dog right now.
The way the Wraith King's playing, where it's just like trying to play that free farm carry, he's not a Spectre or something. He needs to be coming to fights. Like, you see a Starladder pick, it gets like treads up. Even before Blink Dagger, Starladder will be TPing to fights. And there's many times Dogs have been diving under towers for kills, and he's not TPing in. He's looking to play a farming game. But I don't think he doesn't stand a chance in the late game in a farming game. You're against a Naga Siren who will ultimately have a Diffusal Blade, and then you have no chance of getting a reincarnation off in a team fight against Illusions with Diffusal Blade.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That is the item that is the thorn in the side of Wraith King. The kryptonite to his Superman.
And that's only like Naga's going like Diffusal Blade, like third, maybe fourth item here. Like, you get your Radiance, you get your Boots of Travel, you get a Lincoln Sphere or a Heart, and then only after that do you consider Diffusal Blade. But Wraith King's playing as if this game may go 40-50 minutes with all its farming.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're exactly right. And that's part of where things get scary. And the fact that Naga now has Radiance up and is already ahead of the Wraith King. So all of this free farming that he's had has only got him so far. We'll see an engage down bottom. Fogged coming in, and he'll actually get stunned up. Sand King gets picked off, but now Fogged is all by his lonesome. He's already used the mech, pardon me, Hand of God still on cooldown. He'll fall, but now in comes the Fiend's Grip there. Mihawk, yeah, he'll fall.
The Wraith King couldn't cancel with the stun because of the invis. Now Centaur going to get another hook stop while this one on benches. He has got the ulti here. I'll see the chainstun a bit off the point here.
But he will have an ultimate coming up. He'll actually stun the creep. That was...
Do they kill him again? They're mostly out of mana here. There's no Nightmare.
No
arrow up in 5 seconds. Misery does have a 4-star forward, but that's 4-star for what?
If he can hit this arrow, it may be a kill, but it will all come down to this one sacred arrow. Can Benjaz do the footwork?
Oh, he goes.
The leap forward. Arrow actually off the mark, and he'll survive.
Yeah.
There you have
coming from Revenge. It's still a huge team fight victory for Dog. They lose 1. They kill like 4 there or something, and
I lost track, but it was at least 3 or 4. Yeah.
Oops.
My bad.
Damn you, Zairi. What
Damn
are you
you.
doing?
Ruining spectator chat for everyone.
Yeah. Well, Pyket's got his Radiance, and well, the farm only continues to accelerate from here. Compared to a Wraith King, well, he's got a Maelstrom, which is one of the better flash farming items for a Wraith King, but you're not farming anywhere on the level of a Naga Siren with Radiance. Illusion's going to the jungle. He's going to be going to different camps. You can Riptide these down, and well, Pyket's going to get very rich very fast.
Yeah, you know, yeah, this Wraith King pick, I totally agree with what you said earlier. He can't just be the solo carry. If you want to play a carry like this, you need to pick someone who can carry harder. Your Faceless Voids, your Anti-Mages, your Spectres, someone that will really go into the late game and give this Naga a run for her money with equal farm. But, oh yeah, we'll see a kill down bottom on the Sand King there. Pretty easy setup. But there's just no way he's going to be able to contest with a Naga. Even if Wraith King is, you know, a little bit ahead of the Naga by 5-10% on net worth, Naga still just out carries it. Just straight up does more damage.
And the problem is now Dog can fight so easily with just 4 heroes. They don't even need the Naga to be with them. Maybe when Naga's Boots of Travel looks to join in the fights, but Centaur with the Blink Dagger, we saw that bottom tier 1 tower, the first fight that Dog won, caught Revenge completely by surprise. But even now that they know the Blink's up, they still can't fight into it. It's just... They know they can't push now. They can't really take team fights. And, well, they're kind of trying to make a play someone at this top lane, but they still need to be very careful up here.
Yeah, they may exchange tier 2 for tier 2 less using that Diabolic Edict. It is level 3 and doing a fair bit of damage to this tower, but still I think Dog will be able to get this tower killed first in the bottom lane and perhaps make a rotation. Miranda will get the lesson on the tower, smash Invisible, scouting it out. This tower does hold, so it ends up being just a free tier 2 tower for Team Dog. And now a fight will break out up here in the top lane.
There's no reincarnation. I think they know that when the Centaur actually taking a lot of damage, doesn't even get a stampede off. He's making it off now. After the fight, 4 stuff out of the cogs here. Mihawk gets a first kill on the Centaur here. It just went in a bit too deep there. The Naga Illusion actually going to bring down the Wraith King with the help of a Test of Faith. The stun goes down on the Fogged, and the chase is on. Bane gets another kill. Sand King, Epicenter, burrow straight through, but there's just no damage here to go with it. And 3-for-1 trade at the top lane. Centaur he went mad mode, but in the end, it doesn't even matter for Revenge. They just get beaten down once more.
Yeah, I mean, you're really seeing that gold difference now in terms of inventory, the mech versus no mech, the all heal from Chen. And that was, I mean, even sloppy from Dog. Like you mentioned, no stampede from the Centaur. He got killed before the rest of Dog were in position. No Song of the Siren. That was a pretty good scenario for Revenge to take a positive fight, and they could still, best they could find, a 1-for-3 exchange, of course, in Dog's favor.
Now the tier 1 tower top will go down. This is more farm into Pyket's pocket. Oh, no, he's not going to get the last hit, but he's got his Boots of Travel. He's got 1k gold and GG from Smash. Yeah.
You know, it seems early, but I think it's appropriate. I don't see Revenge turning this one around. Unfortunately,
they look at their draft. Wraith King not a good late game here. He gets destroyed by the Naga. This Naga's just out of control already. Like this, I fully agree. This game there's no way to turn this game around unless you're versing a team who's going to make silly mistakes, which isn't Team Dog.
Yeah, and even Mirana, 7-0-5. She's not that scary hard carry like the Naga, but in a game like that, she'll be a great secondary carry. She already had Phase Drums and Yasha with a Midas, so Mirana alone could have given that Wraith King a run for his money. The fact that it was a Naga and a Mirana, oh boy, oh boy.
Well, you asked who was going to take the series, and well, Team Dog make a good statement for them as they come off to a flying start here, taking Game 1 in convincing fashion. And I mean, you almost have to just go back to this. Like, if you're not going to play the Naga yourself, you almost just need to ban it. I don't know. It seems to be one of those series which some teams just... The teams who play it and have a good player, like, I mean, you look at a team like EG, you look at a team like Dog, they've used it a number of times. Just ban it out.
Yeah, I agree. We're almost at that point where there's a lot of scary heroes. I mean, the 2 bans that Revenge used, I think it was Lycan and Ember Spirit. So 2 very scary heroes that are worthy of bans, but you're right. You have to kind of pick your evils, and if you're going to let them get Naga, you have to do something. You have to pressure her. You have to get supports that can make rotations. You have to maybe dual lane mid. Find some way to stop Naga from free farming. But 2-0 and 6, Pycat just had a complete field day.
Cool. Well, that does it for Game 1, guys. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll see if Revenge can turn things around. They had a great group stage, but none of that matters now. We're in the playoffs, and while it is a double elimination bracket, you've got to show up at one of your playoff matches if you want to stay alive, and we'll see if they can do it in Game 2. We'll be back soon, guys. Stay tuned.